It can be shiny or a colored can. Comes with cool looking hoses. It's a cool looking mod on your engine bay. You know you want it, but do you need it? Today we will be breaking down so you can decide for yourself. But before that, huge shout out to AME Wheels. Check out the website for some good quality Japanese wheels. And so I've daily driven and tracked my GR86, and I kept seeing like multiple opinions, mixed forum suggestions, YouTube videos about these catch cans. So let's clear this up. What do they do? How does the F24 engine handle like oil vapors and fumes differently than others, and whether you actually need one? So there's a lot of videos about explaining what an oil catch can does, and I'll leave a link in the description of this video if you want to learn more about it. But in short, inside your engine there's a little bit of combustion gases that sneak passes through the piston rings, which we call this the blow-by. Now this blow-by routes back to the intake system to be burned again by the engine. The problem is that the oily vapor coats your intake manifold or throttle body or sometimes even your intake valves. So an oil catch can sit in between that line, trapping the oil mist and the fumes. And it's just a cheap like insurance thing that could trap the oil mist before it reaches the intake. So over time it keeps our intake manifold, throttle body and the valves cleaner. Now let's just talk about catch cans a little more. Most people don't know that we actually have two types of catch cans, one PCV side and the CCV side. Now to talk more about this, PCV is positive crankcase ventilation. This is in line with the PCV valve hose which runs from the crankcase or valve cover to the intake manifold. So the flow direction for this one is from crankcase to the PCV valve. Then we attach the catch can, then back to the intake manifold. This is actually best for street driving or in normal operation where the PCV system is active most of the time. So this actually prevents the oil from coating the intake runners, throttle body and the valve during everyday use. Now for the CCV crankcase ventilation, now this is also installed in line with the hose from the crankcase valve cover to the intake tube before the throttle body. It's actually the one between the air filter and the throttle body itself. So the function for this one captures the oil mist when the engine is in boost or high load like high RPM. So this is where the PCV valve is closed. Now the question is for the Japanese brands or Japanese tuning companies, why mostly make CCV catch can? It's actually because the turbo culture. So boosted cars, we focus on the CCV flow. For the emission compliance, we have the once in 2 years car inspection, which is the shaken. And since the PCV side is regulated, it's much more stricter. So for the third is actually for track and drift market emphasize, which actually is high load driving. So the CCV side gets saturated with blow-bys instead of the PCV. For the GT86, GR86, BRZ platform, most US, EU catch can kits like Radio, Mishimoto, and so on recommend PCV side first because that's where you'll see more oil on normal street driving. But if you are tracking heavily, a dual setup is still the best. Now for additional info, this will make sense if you talk about the D4S system. Now here's where the 86 and BRZ D4S system has an advantage over the others. Like other engine has like direct injection only, where fuel never actually touches the intake valve, so all vapor would stick and cause these nasty carbon buildups and gunk on these valves. But for the FA2024 that uses D4S system, it has both direct and port injection. So this port actually injects spray fuel onto the intake valves, basically like washing them and keeping them clean. So that means these valves never gets gunked or a less way of concern. Now one thing to add though, even if you have the D4S system and you have your valves like protected from oil vapor and gunk, it will still not save your throttle body from having this oil vapor and gunk, especially for turbocharged cars. So if you don't want to clean this like from time to time, get yourself an oil catch can or an AOS. Now let's move on to the pros and cons. The benefits: cleaner intake system, slight less risk of knock and from oil vapor, and it's just a cheap insurance if you track or drive hard. Now for the downside, it's not strictly necessary for casual street driving, and it needs maintenance from time to time for the catch can, rather than the AOS after a few thousand kilometers. And if you install it wrong, you can actually cause some vacuum leaks in your system. Now for the bottom line, do you really need an oil catch can or an AOS? I say if you daily drive your car, it's actually optional because you have the D4S system already. But if you want to keep your throttle body clean as well, then it's pretty good to just add an oil catch can on the CCV side. Now for those who mostly track their cars, autocross or drift, or really driving them hard on canyons and stuff, it's definitely worth it to get this catch cans, and especially the dual can setup. Now for me personally, on a budget, I will be running this Cusco oil catch can separator type, because most of all, I don't really track my car that much, and I pretty much trust the Japanese market. Just let the D4S system keep my valves clean. So if you think differently, or maybe have different ideas about this, please share it on the comment section so we can all learn. So for the installation of this Cusco, we basically put the can right on the back and run the hoses. We'll be installing it between this fitting right here, and for the PCV valve, it's gonna be right here on the back, so between this hose and the PCV valve. First up, we remove two bolts right here, so grab your spanner wrench or this ratcheting wrench and remove that two bolts. Next up, we simply put on the bracket and install the two bolts back. So right here I already disconnected the connection hose, so we'll be installing this elbow that came with the Cusco kit right here into the intake pipe. Now it's done, we're gonna be installing some hose clamps. After that, we'll be removing this original elbow that's on the stock intake pipe, and just simply move this hose clamp. This is this quick release type, and just simply pull it off. And after pulling that out, we can see some shiny part on the tip of this elbow, and that's simply the oils that come from the blow-by right there. So you don't want that to be sucking into your engine intake, so that's the reason why we're installing this oil catch can. Now after that, we install this straight joint for the original hose and the hose that came with the Cusco kit. So make sure you plug it enough to install a hose clamp right here. And after that, we simply grab the hose that came with the kit and simply plug one side right there and install a hose clamp. So after that, we simply grab the oil catch can, and we're just simply gonna eyeball the length of this hose before cutting it. So if you have some hose cutters, or that would be better, but if not, we can just simply use a cutter knife or any type of cutter. Now after cutting the hose to its length, we simply install the one coming off from the crankcase on the bottom part of this oil catch can, or you can refer to whatever brand of oil catch can, just refer to its manual, and don't forget to tighten those clamps. And after that, we simply connect the other hose for the intake pipe side. Now simply connect the hose and again tighten that hose clamp. And after the hoses are connected, we're gonna fix this oil catch can to its bracket using two big clamps. So that's gonna be one from the top and one from the bottom. Now that the can is fixed, we're gonna go ahead and fix this hoses. I'm gonna route them and fix them with zip ties first. Go ahead and find the sweet spot where it doesn't rub too much, and this is actually dependent on your oil catch can. After that, we just simply measure the other hose to its length and cut it. And after that, we simply slip in one hose clamp and connect it to the elbow on the intake pipe. So again, make sure that the hose clamp is tightened to avoid some vacuum leaks. So after all that's done, you can go ahead and retighten all the hose clamps just to make sure that we don't have any loose ones, so we can have no vacuum leaks at all. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned a lot, and any feedback, please leave it on the comment. You like negative, positive, I will accept it. We want to learn more. So that is it for today, and see you on the next one.